Boy, now you make me float, float. Boy, you really give me high. Ooh, I feel like I'm on dope.
I am a huge fan of eggplant, and one of my favorite eggplant dishes is baba ganoush. And not just because I like to say that word. Baba ganoush, an eggplant, is filled with nutrients, high in fiber, the perfect food for health conscious people. I'm going to show you how to make it, and it will last refrigerated for 2 weeks. And if you're asking what gives this baba ganoush that special pepper paste twist, well, it's going to be the addition of chili infused olive oil. So baba ganoush isn't a particularly hot, spicy dish, but it tastes really good with red chili infused olive oil. The ingredients are super simple. You're going to need a little bit of thyme. You can use rub thyme, you can use thyme leaves, dry thyme. I like the thyme leaves. You'll also need some cumin. I like cumin seed, but I've used dry cumin as well, whatever you have on hand. This black cumin seed that you see is from an international market. I don't think it tastes any different, but it was in bulk, so I got it. Once you turn it, go ahead and give it a few pokes, either with a knife or a fork, and that's just going to allow the steam to escape. We're also going to add a little olive oil on the second side, chili infused, of course. Also, you need to roast a couple of cloves of garlic. In this case, I used 3 big ones. You don't roast it as long as the eggplant, just enough until it's soft but not a paste. I roasted this at about 375 degrees Fahrenheit, and I did remove the garlic cloves after about 10 minutes, 15 minutes top, because you don't want it to get pasty. And then basically the eggplant was roasted in about half an hour. You just want to roast it long enough so that you can easily remove the skin. I allowed it to cool for about 15 minutes before I tried to handle it. After removing the skin, I had about 2 cups, maybe a little bit more. But the next step is very important. You need to drain off the bitter juices. And that bitter juice, a lot of people will leave it on there. I think it really affects the taste of your baba ganoush. So I'm just going to take a colander and a little bit of salt, maybe about a pinch, less than a quarter of a teaspoon. Spread it out on there and let it sit for about 15 minutes. And after 15 minutes, this is how much juice came out, and all of that is bitter juice. The ingredients are tahini, which you can order off of Amazon. The yogurt is optional. You need lemon, sumac, ground cumin, or roasted garlic, some salt, and some olive oil. You'll also need a blender. I just used this little mini blender. It works perfectly. So we have about 2 cups of roasted eggplant, 3 cloves of roasted garlic. This is going to be to taste, but about 1.5 tablespoons of tahini, Next is the yogurt. Now this is optional. This is just going to add some creaminess, and I probably use 1 tablespoon. Next is some salt. Salt to your taste. I am probably using about 1/4 teaspoon altogether. Then some cumin, and we already added some cumin, so just a little bit. I'm using half a lemon. You can always use more, but I think it's sufficient for the amount of eggplant that we have. Finally, we need olive oil, maybe about 1/4 cup. And we will give it a few chops and a few grinds just to get it to go one way and then the other. And you're only going to chop it and grind it until it's smooth. Now for my favorite part, the taste test. It is so nice and smooth, but guys, if you don't like it smooth, you like it more rustic, you can use a mortar and pestle, or you can use an immersion blender. Now I think it needs a little pinch more salt. I am not as liberal with the salt, so you can put a lot more if you prefer. All of these ingredients can be added to your liking. If you want more cumin, less cumin, more garlic, more tahini, definitely make adjustments. This is to my liking. Now once you have it spread into a dish, you have to make little wells. Some people make little oblong wells. I'm trying to make circular wells. Then we're going to just add a little more cumin on top and some sumac. Sumac has a citrusy taste. And then finally, more olive oil. I know you're thinking it's a lot of olive oil, but it's not. And this is it. This is how I like to enjoy my baba ganoush. I love it with some fresh vegetables. Cucumber, that is perfect.